Yebo, yes. Good morning. Ngesikhathi sami ke lesi Noxolo Nene igama ngamnanukela the Brunch show ekuseni nje kusa nje kumnandi kanjalo ke namhlanje ngoba sazi ukuthi it's Sophia Tuesday zonke izinto zenzeka Sophia means wisdom and ayikho into edlula wisdom emhlabeni. Ya nje kunjalo ke namhlanje umhla ka-31 August 2021 cishe ngathi 31 angazi ukuthi ngingenwe yini namhlanje kodwa ke kusasa nje bese sijobelela kuwona ke uSeptember sijombela nje kuwona uSeptember sesikhathele phela nathi uAugust. By the way namhlanje ku-celebrate-wa ngwakumhla 31 August. It's outside day ke nje with your family buthana uthatha ukudla kwakho uyodlela eminyango just nje ukushawa umoya yayibona leyo nto breathe nje uthole no vitamin C kanje and then mase kuba according to holiday and mase kube Frankenstein day mase kube amanut day mase kuba no rhyme or no reason day. So namhlanje soyazi ukuthi nje no reason day uthi nje ukufuna a reason about something you can tell the person it's no reason day namhlanje. So I don't owe you any reason ukuthi bengikephi or ukuthi ngenzani ukuthi bengayibambi ngani ifoni ukuthi bekunjanjani nje just tell the person ukuthi nje namhlanje nje it's no reason day. So I don't owe anyone a reason ukuthi nje why ngivuke late why ukuthi nokuthi zonke lezo zinto nje but ke ningakhohlwa ke ngibingelela abasilalela lapha ku Facebook ababukela isizwe sami nalapha ku car radio ngiyanibingelela ku Spotify. Greetings to you all. Ke namhlanje ku Sophia Tuesday I'll be talking about 9 highly effective ways to deal with the disappointment. So we all encounter disappointment in our life in some way or another, whether it's coping with the end of a relationship, a work project that didn't go to plan, or feelings of regret in our personal lives, and learning how to handle disappointment and overcome the feelings it can bring is so important in helping us to live positive and fulfilled life. So we'll be running through our topics when it comes to coping with the disappointment and moving on. So some of these tips are vital for dealing with disappointment, while others are either for getting over little disappointment, and some are effective in both circumstances. So siyazi ukuthi sonke nje siyadila we don't deal with the disappointment, some of us, because we don't know what we just have to deal with it. We just have to forget it. Okay, lokhu kwenzakalile and then we're gonna use this phrase time heals everything, it takes time to heal, and we know that it takes time to heal. But skill number 1, it's moan. So while we must like the idea of jumping into a new lifestyle straight after something disappoints us, it's so important to remember that grieving is a vital part of processing event. So it doesn't need to be a death of us and a death of a person ukuze thina silontunjana sigrieve or something. Yes, so ukuthi thina sigrieve or something kuze kube ngazuthi manje sefanele njalo umuntu sazi ukuthi fanele simone nection umuntu yabo, just to give isikhathi sokuthi okay lo muntu lo seshile emhlabeni, and then we have to mourn and give us isikhathi sokuthi sihile. Okay, so kuma disappointment ukuthi mhlabe iproject yakhe ayihambanga kahle, relationship yakho ilotishana iphelile, you break up with your ungena kwi-divorce whereby you have to divorce your spouse. That's you need to mourn for that, because mourning, it doesn't mean what you have to mourn just because you just lost someone in your life, like someone has died, that. But it means that you have lost something, what's okay, look, kwenzakalile, lokhu akwenzakalanga, and ngiluza usibanibani, and ngiluza umsebenzi wakho. You have to mourn for that because you need time to heal. Everything needs time to heal. I know that we always say you don't have to dwell on the negativity, but then when you feel something, it shows that you are healthy. It shows that ama feelings akho, ama emotions akho ayasebenza. You are not that kind of a person, example, or disappointed, and then you have to be happy about it, or khona umuntu olotujana oshonile, and then you have to be happy about it, because we have this thing of what you don't have to feel sad or something like that. You have the right to feel sad, and you have the right to feel angry because something icikile yabo. So just quit that mentality ukuthi I don't have to get angry. It shows there's something triggerishe anger yakho yabo. So you get angry for that particular time, and then you just have to move on, because the Bible says ukuthi akukuhle ukuthi umuntu alentuzana athukuthele kuze kuyoshona ilanga. But then some of us do that because izinto esibhekana nazo azifani. Ezinye izinto uyakwazi ukuthi into obuyenzeka ekuseni mhlambe around 8, but around 12 uzobe so right. Izimo esibhekana nazo azifani, and ezinye izinto we need time ukuthi sihile from kuzona. So do not judge that person uthi ubamba amagqubu unjani, because always ukuthi how difficult it is to deal with the disappointment, to deal with the stress, to deal with as fun as singabantu, and ama strength ethu awasifani. So if I was that person who told you that ukuthi avuwabamba amagqubu, I'm so sorry, because I know ukuthi it takes time ukuthi umuntu ahile from a particular event, uthole ukuthi it's a huge one, and then you have to deal with it. It's not easy to deal with your feelings. It's not easy to tell yourself it's okay while it's not okay. All right. So you have to give your time. You have to give yourself a time to heal. Yabo, to tell yourself ukuthi kuzoba right. Yabo, rather than rushing to feel better as soon as something negative happens, take time to process it and communicate it fully to yourself. So that is so important, because disappointment can be strung out, such as in the decline of a relationship over a week, few weeks, or it can be a sudden shock. Either way, you need to give yourself some time to understand what is happening or what has happened to you. Allow yourself to feel something negative and find a way to label it. It's so very important. Today I feel upset, for example. Today I feel upset that, or now I'm feeling angry about, and I'm jealous of. This is totally natural. And it's a natural behavior too. It's a healthy behavior too. By labeling our feelings, we can slowly start to process them and distance ourselves from them. But then you don't even know how you are feeling, because it's very important to label your feelings. Okay, so this helps us on the next stage of overcoming disappointment. So that being said, it doesn't do any good to wallow for too long and dwell on the bad feelings and thoughts. Give yourself some time to get the initial wave of feelings, for example, anger, frustrations, and sadness, etc., before you move on. Because there's this thing, because there was a time in my life whereby I was rushing to heal, rushing to move on, those kind of thing. And I'll be telling myself it's not okay to be sad. It's not okay to be angry about something, because we have those things ukuthi wrong nje yabo, without me understanding, and futhi lokho kwangilimaza to the point whereby i-process yami to heal yathatha isikhathi. Excuse me. Yathatha isikhathi. Because you be like blaming yourself ukuthi it's not okay ukuthi ube kanjena udine isikhathi eside, and yabo futhi nezinto abantu abayishoyo it's something yabo, umuntu akutshele just because yena akadlulanga kulesimo leso odlule kusona, kuba easy ukuthi umuntu akutshele ukuthi ubamba amagqubu njani yabo, then ukuthi akusize ukuthi uyinikeze isikhathi ukuthi umuve on kuleyo nto yabo. Mase umuntu ezokutshela ukuthi like ubamba amagqubu, it's something because you don't understand ukuthi omunye umuntu udlula kwini. Okay, so ungathola ukuthi usayimonele lowo muntu loyo yabo, so sometimes uthola ukuthi uyayikhohlisa ukuthi usudlule just because you didn't mourn yabo. So nje just give abanye abantu isikhathi and don't be judgmental umtshela ukuthi umuntu ubamba amagqubu yonke leyo nto. Just don't do that because yena mase yinikeze isikhathi uzosenza i-decision, because there was a time nami in my life I made a decision because ngangisengimonile. I made a decision ukuthi okay Noxolo, I was like I'm tired of crying, I'm tired of being angry, I'm tired of being sad. Yeah, almost ufika kilo level ukuthi angisafuni ukufila kanje. Now usuyaqala, you are taking another step. Okay, mina I had that thing ukuthi yazi ukuthi angisafuni, angisathandi, it's not healthy yabo, because kwakuseyisikhathi esithi ngathi angisafuni, ngayitshela mina ngathi angisafuni, sengikhathele. And then I had to find ways to deal with it. Okay, so number 2, it's rationalize. Think about what's really going on when you're in the moment. Small things can feel like a huge deal. Akekho nje umuntu ongakwazi lokho yabo. Try to take a step back and be realistic with yourself. This is why embracing those intense feelings in the beginning is such a great idea, but by the time you've forgotten those big crying season and fits of anger out of the way, you can begin to look at things more rationally. Yabo, make a note of what actually happened, fact codes, whatever it is that will help you remember the true event. Look back at this with a clear head and start processing it again, and without feelings attached. It's what happened really so bad. Now you have to be realistic about yourself and give yourself like time to like go back with your mind and rethink about the incident that happened to you. When you do that, akufanele uwafaka ama feelings akho. And then because now you are searching yourself ukuthi okay, it may be that you are still upset and you've got plenty of ways to overcome these feelings. Yabo, to check whether you have moved on or not. It's very important. There was a time when I did that. And you know, when you were rushed into without you making a decision, but then people's talks compels you to make a decision to move on, but into engekho enhlizweni yakho. So kwenzeka kanje, bekwenzeka kanjena, I decided ukuthi okay, I forgive, I like, you know, and I prayed about it. And into mase ngicabanga ngayo, I will ask myself, why am I crying? Because I'm over this, you know. So there was this thing. So it's so important to start kanje ukuthi uqale umone and then be realistic and then must go back to event eyenzakalile and think ukuthi kwenzakaleni with your mind abo. And then it may be that you realize that you don't need to continue reacting with such strong emotions anymore. Remind yourself that while your behavior may be natural, is it particularly healthy to indulge yourself in it for too long? Now you are asking yourself because there are those events whereby into yenzeka and then you be upset for it maybe for like too long, and then manager you have to be realistic with yourself ukuthi you have to like think back ucabange, and then you have to like talk to yourself ukuthi is it really like has that importance in my life ukuthi I have to like be upset for this, like I have to be gloomy, I don't deserve to be happy just because the incident like this happened to my life. Yeah, well, so now you have to ask yourself that what does it worth it? Yeah, well, to cry every day. Yeah, well, is it worth it? Just ask yourself that question. Number 3, OT, take it out. Talk it out, not take it out. Talk it out. Ukulume. Talking about what you are feeling is one of the best ways to deal with the most things in life, and coping with disappointment is no different. Make sure you trust whoever you are talking to. We suggest avoiding confiding in colleagues about your deeper feelings unless you know them really well, especially if it concerns any aspect of work. So if you're struggling to get over being let down by something you've been working hard on, it can be really easy to lash out and blame other people. Rather than doing this, talk to others about how you are feeling, as this will really help you process it. So it's very important ukuthi ukhulume ngento ekudisappointile, but you have to choose those friends ukuthi lo mngani loya is she trustworthy ukuthi ngamtshela ngezinto ezingidisappointile, because kuya kwenzeka ukuthi ukhuluma nomuntu bukhuluma naye lo muntu lo uthola ukuthi akakulaleli, because if that phase whereby you are disappointed about something or about someone, about anything that happened to you, and then you need someone that who's going to listen to you attentively, and lo muntu will respect you in such a way ukuthi angeke aze ayikhuluma indaba zakho yabo, because it's so painful ukuthi utshela umuntu about something that has happened to you, and then mase uyithola isixoxo omunye umuntu, and lo muntu yazi ukuthi yazokuthini, this thing is deeper, and you didn't have to tell anyone about it because it's how I felt. And then when you have that audacity ukuthi uhambe utshela omunye umuntu, so it's very important as you as a person to know what eziphi izinto ongakwazi ukuyixoxa nabantu. If mina as Noxolo Nene, I came to you and I felt disappointed about something and I needed someone to talk to, and I chose you because I trusted you, so you have to respect that, and you have to respect whatever that I told you about. Yabo. So it's very important to respect one another in this life, you guys, because sometimes senza ama unnecessary talks because ngazuthi sesiphelelwe indaba esingakhuluma, and then now mase start izinto umuntu bexoxela zona ukuthi bekakhala isibanibani mfethu ekhihla esikanandi ekhuluma ukuthi nokuthi it's not nice. Yabo, it's not nice ukuthi enena mina mase ngizokhuluma ngezinto ezenzakalile kumina, like as a personal, to such a way ukuthi bengekho umuntu engakhuluma naye, and then mina sengizwa ngosibanibani, mina lo sibanibani angimtshelanga because I have my own reasons ukuthi ngingamtsheli. Yabo. And then wena as a person you would have an audacity ukuthi uyohamba uyotshela isibanibani ukuthi kwenzeke ukuthi nokuthi nokuthi kubani kunoxolo nene. How can you do this kumina as wena umngani wami or as wena oyicolleague yami? Yabo. That is why most people they rather ukuthi bazithulele ngezinto zabo just because thina emlomeni asikwazi ukuthula. Yabo, asikwazi ukuthula ongcono ngavele umhlebe uNkulunkulu umuntu uthi baba nangu noxolo nene ungitshela ukuthi nokuthi because ngazi ukuthi nje sonke sikhahlelwe isifuba emlomeni as umuntu omdala just have a way ukuthi udile umuntu buzazi ukuthi lo muntu lo ukuthi uzoxoxela into just uyishele wena uthi mfethu ngiyaxolisa but lento leyo ngitshela yona it's too deep mina ave ngihleba mina ave ngikhuluma yabo there's this thing ejwayele ukwenza abangani bami umuntu angixoxele ngalomngane lo athi ngamtshela isibanibani nalo ode xoxa ngaye athi ngamtshela isibanibani and I decided batshela baba ukuthi la yani la kadlali ngami mina ngeke uthi ungitshele into uthi ngamtshela isibanibani nawe ungitshele uthi ngamtshela isibanibani why wena ungangitsheli ke mina because mina ke it's like ngifakela umthwalo uthi ngatshela ubani uyayizwa leyo so without being said ezinye izinto sike siblame abanye abantu sithi sibanani njani utsheliwe ukuthi ungatshela mina ngithanda umuntu ozaziyo ukuthi into bisinda into binzima ngaleyo ndlela omunye umuntu bekusharelile ngayo just make sure ukuthi awuyitsheli omunye umuntu I know it's not easy without leyo muntu akutshela ukuthi ungayitsheli umuntu because ungawutsheli umuntu hayi mfana that's lelo gama nje uthi ungawutsheli umuntu uvela umenza umuntu ukuthi ahambe yosho mase nalowo muntu lo nami kuzokuthi singatsheli umuntu ungenza ukuthi ngihambe ngotshela lowo muntu mase ngimtshela lowo muntu nami ngithi ungatsheli umuntu nalowo muntu lo ngimtshela ukuthi angatsheli umuntu uzohamba yotshela omunye umuntu awutshela ukuthi ungatsheli umuntu so it's important ukuthi vele umtshele umuntu ayizwele yena ukuthi into isinda kangakanani and uzokwazi ukuyigcina again yabo. So number 4 uthi practice gratitude and mindfulness. Yabona ke mina ayikho into engiyithanda njenge gratitude and ngiyazi ukuthi nazi ukuthi ngiyakwazi lokho. So look into meditation. This can help calm your mind when you are feeling distressed. Disappointment can trigger a lot of different emotions, including stress. So it's important to deal with these secondary feelings too. Take some time out to practice mindfulness. It can make a huge difference to how you process situations that leave you feeling put out or let down. Okay, I'm sorry for that. This helps you to ground yourself. This helps you to ground yourself and be present, pursuing to reflect on what you do still have in your life, even if you are feeling upset but by the absence of something or someone else. So gratitude is something that many of us are quick to dismiss. When you know that we are lucky to have a roof over our heads and food to eat, but what about everything else? Because now massive disappointment, you know ukuthi lokho ucabanga ngelento le oyiluzile yabo, but train your mind to go deeper and explore the other great things in your life, like loved ones and talents you have, as well as things like your health, intelligence, and compassion. So you have to be uqale phansi manje ubuka izinto onazo yabo. By gearing yourself up to be grateful and self-aware, you'll feel more comfortable and stable and confident in your life and choices. That means that if something doesn't go to plan again in the future, you already know that you are in a fantastic situation and won't feel so distraught. Just because one aspect of your life isn't quite how you want it to be, doesn't mean you can't still focus on how good everything else is. By setting up yourself uh, in this way, you are more likely to deal with any future disappointment quietly, healthily, helping you move on a positive way. So i-gratitude yenza kanjalo. Focus ezintweni onazo and be grateful for lezo zinto lezo. Then ukuthi ufocuse kwizinto osuyiluzile. Okay. And number 5 is to get active. Some aspects of this list are really focused on mental well-being and mindfulness. Yabo. So nje get active. Getting active is such a great form of mindfulness, especially for those who tend to veer away from what they see as hippie remedies and hate the thought of meditation in a candlelight room. So keeping your body in a good shape is a key of all types of health, but moving and engaging with your body is so great when it comes to dealing with emotional traumas. Your mental health will improve so much when you start incorporating exercise into your daily life. Adding exercises to your daily lifestyle is so beneficial when it comes to dealing with disappointment. You discover your own strength, which can be so easily forgotten when you lose a job or end a relationship. When we lose ourselves to so much during our lives, job, relationship, friendship, many of which can be horribly toxic. By exercising, we get in touch with our bodies again and remember that we are capable. So we might not power lifters yet, but we can do things. We might not be sprinters, but our bodies can move and carry us. So we might not be gymnasts, but we can engage with our bodies through yoga and pilates. So the more that we discover our physical potential, the better our mental health becomes. And that includes being able to cope much better with disappointment, sadness, and grief. What's more, exercises give us boost of our natural feelings, good hormones, and etc. And futhi nje ukuba active is so important because kwenza izinto zakho zibe lula with ukudila with i-disappointment in life. So you realize it, hawe ma ngiyakwazi ukujima, hawe ma sengiyakwazi ukushaya ama-squats yabo, and you realize ukuthi hayibo I can stand, yazi ngiyakwazi nje ngiwalke nje i-long distance, uyayibona leyo nto, izinto ey'kanjalo. So number 6 uthi make a physical change. So to make a physical change, it's about you making a decision ukuthi iziphi izinto oyishintshayo, yabo. Again, we can talk all we like about mindfulness in the spiritual sense, but some people need something more physical to feel like things are actually changing, yabo. Abanye abantu badinga izinto ezi-physical ukubona ukuthi hayi bashintshile. Abantu they would rather like buy a new house or ushintshe upende endlini or uthenge amakhava ombhedi amasha, noma ushintshe i-hairstyle, yabo nje izinto ey'kanjalo. Because if you want something more solid, make a physical change. By doing something that you can see happening, you'll start to feel in control again. So if meditation doesn't work for you, change something that you can witness and something that is titled. So it's very important nje ukwenza nje i-physical change. I know ukuthi angikaze ngikhulume ngalokho, but then it's so important. Ububona mekuqeda ukupenda endlini ngathi ungena endlini entsha, or mekuqeda ukumove izinto ubona ngathi hayibo ngathi ngisendlini enhle, and even ne-energy nje iyashintsha nje kuba mnandi, yabo. So nje by changing something that you can physically touch and see, you are reminding yourself that you have some control over something. So by reminding yourself over this power you have, you'll start to shift your mindset. Okay. So number 7, Oti, take control. Remember that despite how things may feel, you are in control of how you react. Yabo, it may take you a while to get there, but you can choose how you deal with each day. We know that it's unrealistic of us to suggest that you're starting every day feeling super positive and ready to move on. So be true to yourself and honor whatever you are feeling in the moment. Moment is the key word. It's okay to feel low when you are reminded of something that upsets you, but don't turn 5 minutes of sadness into an entire day of devastation. Do not do that. So remind yourself that you have the power to shift your mindset. Okay? Remind yourself that. If you do not know that, if you have the power to shift your mindset, it is true. You have the power to shift your mindset. Okay, I'm gonna tell you how. So this is so easy. If you've been struggling to move on from whatever that happened to you, you have the power to shift your mindset. So the less time you give yourself to feel down each day, the less time the overall healing process will take. So find ways to distract yourself. So you have to find ways. I remember I've talked about if you feel sad, you have to play your favorite song, and then you have to like dance till you feel okay. And ungahamba to you can go out and spend time with your friends, or watch some old movie or your favorite movie, or you can just go to the gym. Yeah, so you have to try out different ways of empowering yourself, and you'll quickly start to overcome the difficulties you are facing. And number 8, it's practice self-care. Okay, be tough but be gentle, like we say. Remember that you have some control of your emotions, but be kind to yourself too. You just have to be gentle with yourself, because no one is going to be gentle with yourself except you. Okay, so getting your mind and body worked up by relieving whatever happened to make you feel so bad is only going to make things worse. Okay, the more stress you get, the worse the situation is going to become, and the longer it's going to take you to get over it. Try to keep your stress level as low as possible. While it's good to distract yourself and stay busy, don't overdo it. Yabo. Khona abanye overdo izinto. So be gentle with yourself. Manje mazuzojima ngazuthi manje khona umuntu khona umuntu okukhombe ngesibhamu ukuthi ayijima manje. And even nakuma-movie mesibabona abantu be-stressed ngale ndlela le be-disappointment, uthola ukuthi usezoskrabha phansi engazuthi ukukhomjwe nge-AK-47 yabo. So do not overdo it. Okay? Just do not overdo it. Do not abuse yourself. Just be gentle. Okay. So you can even practice yoga, joining in new community classes. Take some time out to just relax. Abanye abazi ukuthi it's very important to just take some time out, just relax nje. Uyesipaba yokubotobotoza. Yabona uzizwe nje now. Just take good care of yourself. Just do something that is so amazing. That will make you feel, oh wow, I'm so important. I deserve this. Yabo unokuthi uyihlukumeze uthi uyojima, kodwa mujima nakhona uya over. I like ukuthi mina bengijima, I just want to enjoy it. Angenze manje angazi sekumsebenzi yabo. Especially thina esi-45 usuyoshaya isonto ushawa 200 yabo, izinto time ebhayi mina nosisi wami esishaya isonto size sireach 200 lapho size siyisonto yazi uzuyisonto ukuthi ngishayele isonto ngoba nale figure ayifiki manje size sithi nothoba ushaya isonto ifika manje yabo. Because we want this manje, it's like manje sesiyayihlukumeza to the way ukuthi like seziseshaya ngisho ney'namba ey'phezulu. Yabo nje, it's very important nje ukuthi uyitreat-e kamnandi, uhambe uyowenza i-hairstyle, bakwenze iy'nsipho kahle nje, buthanda nje, uhambe uyoshaya i-shopping. You deserve to feel good. Uhambe uyoshaya i-shopping or ushaye i-solo date mntakababa, udle nje kamnandi, yabo lokhu kudla lokhu okuhle. Yabo lokhu kudla lokhu okuhle ngale ndlela yokuthi ngazuthi ungangakudla ngathi ungavele ukudle ngamehlo ngoba kuhle kakhulu yabo. So nje it's very very important ukuthi nje uyi-treat even namajuice, ungalokhu uthenga o-orange juice lawo bajwayele, uthenge laba yabona nje wazi kahle ukuthi yabo la I feel rich. Yeah, just reward yourself ukuthi ezokuthini, I deserve to look good, I deserve ukudla okumnandi, I deserve ukuphuza ama-juice amnandi, lawa ngihlezi ngiwajwayele yabo, izinto ey'kanjalo. So nje it's very important to take care of yourself no matter what, because thina isikhathi esiningi we just want people ukuthi besinake, we just want people ukuthi basikhiphe siye out. Noma ungahamba wedwa uyebhishi nje uyoshaya umoya, yazi yona i-sea breeze sizothi yona nje without you ukuthi mhlampe uze uyongena leyo njani olwandle, just nje i-sea breeze ishintsha yonke into, just nje ubuthanda ulala ubheke phezulu ubuka isibhakabhaka yabo. Khathi ngisayingane bengibuka isibhakabhaka bekushisa ngey'tshalo zebhishi laphaya because ku-blue by the way. So nje uyibukele isibhakabhaka uthule nje ube ne-me time yakho nje, be quiet, ungacabangi ngezinto ey'ningi, uyibukele iy'nyoni y'dlula, ulalela u-music wazo because ave y'thanda ukubanga umsino, buthanda uyibukele nje iy'ntuthwane nje, just be nje yabona nje, ungalokho nje ubuke nje ezinye izinto ongayazi uy'buke yabo. And number 9, seek i-professional help. Ngingakusho konke, seek i-professional help. If indlela ozizwa ngayo is more than yabo, you need someone ukuthi engakutshela ukuthi enza ini kanjani ongakucathulisa, just go for i-counselling. Abanye bangakutshela ukuthi une-sleeping disorder, awukwazi ukulala kahle ebusuku, mhlambe bakusize bakunikeze iy'ndlela zokulala, or abanye banikezwa ama-sleeping pills, but abanye bayashintsha. But you need someone if okwakho it's uncontrollable, you just have to ukuthi uye kodokotela bekusize, because ngasho konke mina. And futhi nabo they'll be able to advise you on the best ways to cope and overcome whatever it is that is going on in your life. And it may be that you need some help readjusting your hormones level. For example, as imbalance can really throw your emotion out of whack. So nje ezinye izinto thina esingazazi bona abazazi, ngithi phana bona bakufundelile lokho. So it's very important, ungasho ukuthi mina ngizokwenzela, but now uma usuyibona ukuthi it's too much for me, I cannot handle for this, even though when I try these tips, these steps, not all, it's so hard, I need someone. You just have to go for a counseling. Yabo. So nje finding strategies that work for you is a key to this process, and naturally. So awuthole now into ozokwazi ukuyenza and futhi nawo ozoenjoya yabo, because try nje, try, just like give it a try. Ungajudge into without trying it. So it's very important ukuthi no matter angabe izinto zikanjani, just try it. And ubona ukuthi uyahluleka, just like give yourself a time, because I even made an example of ukujima yabo. Sometimes ukunqene nje ukushaya ama-squats kuvele kunqenise nje yabo, and then you have to forgive yourself. I forgive myself yabo, mhlawumbe ushaye 1 most uyaqeda yabo, ezinye izinto nakusasa uthi hayi ngizoshaya 2, and you will grow from there. Ungasho ukuthi buqala lama tips, lama steps, and then mase uyitshela ukuthi you're gonna be perfect just like that. No, honey, it takes time. It takes time. You have to give yourself isikhathi without me forcing you and without me ngikwenza the decision, because you have to make your own decision. This is your life. Uyacabanga spending your whole life like moody, gloomy, nje ungekho mnandi. It's not okay. Abanye abantu balala kamnandi ebusuku wena ubhizi uyalila. Abanye abantu bayahleka bafanda izinto zihlekisa wena uvela uhline or ubona ukuthi kumele ngikhale. But you have to do something about that, no matter what. Sometimes you'll be praying about it. Uthola ukuthi hayi idinga ukuthi ngisukume ngisebenzise ingqondo, idinga ukuthi ngisukume ngisebenzise something ama steps abantu abakhuluma ngabo ukuthi kufanele ngenzeni inani. And Lord, kusuka kuwena. Make your own decision, because we have this thing ukuthi into bingasebenzi just because omunye umuntu ukwenzela i-decision, and then you find it easy ukuthi umblame, yabo. So make sure ukuthi you take good care of yourself no matter what. Impilo iyodwa, so kumele nje ujabule ulive i-soft life. Akusho ukuthi i-soft life ayabantu aba-rich bodwa. Now you deserve i-soft life. So they try manje to make a decision ukuthi yazi ukuthini, I deserve this. Yazi ukuthini, hayi kumele ngenze ukuthi nokuthi. And kuleyo process yakho ngoba ngishilo ukuthi uqala ngokumona, to mourn, grieve. Just like hamba step by step. But ubone ukuthi I cannot grieve ngikhathele. Just choose another step. Yabo. If when you haven't give yourself ukuthi uhile or look back ukuthi kwenzakaleni without you crying, it's okay. Move on to another step. As for me, uNoxolo Nene sengiqedile sokhuluma kusasa kwi-Healthy Wednesday ke bekumnandi kuba nani ukukhuluma ngama 9 ways 9 highly effective ways to deal with a disappointment. So ngathemba ukuthi lokho kuzokusiza empilweni yakho, and I know ukuthi izinto ayifani, but ekugcineni ngishilo ukuthi seek a professional help. Okay? Yeah, mina from Noxolo Nene, it's goodbye. Sesizodlalela music. Bye.